Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the MGM Grand in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the junior lightweight division. Presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum and brought to you by Geico. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Mr. Bob Bennett. Our judges at ringside, Lisa Giampa, Dave Moretti, and Don Trella. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Kenny Bayless. Now to all the boxing fans watching on ESPN, this is boxing, this is Top Rank, and this is the main event. Introducing first, presented in association with DeBella Entertainment. He weighed in at 129 pounds, wearing white trunks with gold and maroon trim. He brings a record of 28 wins, only 2 losses, 1 no decision, 19 victories coming by way of knockout. From Providence, Rhode Island, T-Nice, Toka, Kahn, Clary. Now introducing out of the red corner, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He weighed in at 130 pounds, wearing red trunks with black trim. He brings a perfect record, 14 wins, no defeats, 8 victories coming by way of knockout. He is a former featherweight world champion, the 2016 Olympic silver medalist from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
Roach had another fighter on the card, Elvis Rodriguez, who's one of the most dynamic undefeated prospects in the sport, who actually wasn't able to fight on the card tonight because of a positive test. So Roach gets this assignment of having Toka Clary go up against one of the best young stars in the sport. Tim Bradley, you've described Shakur as having unsurpassed ring concentration, positioning, and that he seems to have a built-in radar system to elude offense. That radar system typically manifests itself very early on. What can Toka do to penetrate that warning system?
Well, Toka, we call him a cutie. You know, he's a boxing type, counter puncher, has some good hand speed, not a whole lot of pop on his shots, but he has experience. He can make things difficult for Shakur. He gives different looks in the front. You see he got a little good defense. He can make Shakur tentative at times to kind of limit his offense.
And both fighters have to adjust to facing another lefty, which is somewhat rare for left-handers to see another lefty. They're typically used to seeing right-handed fighters.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Shakur get hit more
bring him up.
In this fight than any other fight. You know, southpaws, like you said, Dre, are not used to fighting other southpaws. They're used to eluding shots from a right-hander, so they have a tendency of moving towards that left hand, the power hand.
Shakur had some early success to the body moments ago, and now a short left hand on the inside. Oh, and he sends him back with a southpaw jab. Stevenson, accuracy. Look at this, and then sneaks a left hand to the body in the midst of that 3-punch combination.
It's always the ideal situation is to get some respect early if you're a fighter. If nothing else, buzz the opponent. That allows you to settle down and implement the game plan that you want to implement.
Well, the game plan is simple for Shakur Stevenson. It's just press forward. Toka Kahn, he can't fight going backwards. You know, he does well when he comes forward and beat his boss. But when he's going backwards, that's what you see. Hands up and target practice for Shakur Stevenson.
There's been effective body work here in this first round from Shakur. Another left hand to the body. Effective with the jab. Useful left hands to the body. A very strong start. Round number 1, Shakur Stevenson. Up off the canvas. Rallied late. Scored a thrilling TKO. We have had outstanding action tonight. And now Shakur Stevenson and Toka Clary, round number 2. And he got him with a jab in that first round, Timmy.
Yeah, check out just as Shakur Stevenson was shooting his.
Yeah, Clary's got a lot of trouble on his hands tonight, but one of the good shot right there from Clary. He's dealing with a young fighter in Shakur who, yes, we know about the skill, we know about the IQ, but he's physically maturing. He's starting to sit down on his punches. He's punching harder, and he's learning to punch to the body. That spells a lot of trouble for Clary.
Uppercut comes in after the body shot from Stevenson. Great looking combination. And now Toka Clary trying to get to that belt line himself as Stevenson continues to work behind the jab. Doubles up that southpaw jab and goes to the body with the left yet again.
Every time Clary tries to mount an offense, Shakur does what he's supposed to do. He steals the play, he answers Clary and discourages Clary all over again.
And I think discouraging is a great descriptive, being opposite Shakur Stevenson. The sublime skill, the athleticism, the total package.
Are heavy, heavy shots that he's getting hit with.
How challenging is it, Timmy, with what Dre just said, that phrase, not having time to think?
Well, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to set up. Clary is a counterpuncher. That's in his heart. That's what he is. Very cautious, very tentative. He needs space to be able to work. And he does it coming forward. He does it well coming forward with his hand speed. But when he's moving backwards, he can't do anything at all. And Shakur Stevenson has already figured that out.
End of 2.
Stop.
Joe, Tim, and Dre ringside as we are appreciating the work so far of Shakur Stevenson through 2 rounds. Through 2 rounds, Shakur Stevenson has landed 48% of his body punches. He has landed 13 body punches. He is overall 27 of 85. 23 of those 27 are power connects. Toka Clary is 13 of 94, landing only 14% of his punches thrown at the elusive Stevenson.
That's the punch that Clary has to continue to throw, is the right jab.
Bernardo, what is Freddie Roach saying in the corner of Toka Clary?
Exactly what you would expect from a Freddie Roach corner. He said Toka's got to be first. I mean, he's feeling his power because he's allowing Shakur to get off first. What he needs to do is walk to him.
That's exactly right.
No spinning. No turn.
Walk to him, be aggressive. Turn it into a dogfight.
It's like if a guy is going to get you and stop you or hurt you, why not try to get your offense off in the meantime? In other words, if you get me, I'm not going to make it easy for you. But those are the kind of discouraging shots that keep Clary with his hands in his pockets and discourages him from throwing because he gets disciplined every time he gets off. But Clary's got to be willing to answer even those shots that Shakur throws, but his mind has got to be in the right place. Right now, he's conceding more than he should be.
Stevenson's so good with that range, isn't he?
He is. He's great. You know, that's what makes Stevenson. You know, he can fight at any range. 1, 2. He's always in control and concentration. That's what it takes to be able to use that skill. And at this level and at this pace, you know, you got to have supreme concentration. He sees everything coming inside that ring.
Won a title at 126 pounds in his 13th pro fight. Vacates that championship now at 130 pounds, and things are clearly lined up if he gets through tonight to claim upwards of 2 titles in the next calendar year.
Stop, stop, stop.
Remember, it was Shakur Stevenson who brought the sport back off of the 3-month absence in the midst of the pandemic. He was the first headliner here at the MGM Grand in the COVID-safe bubble. And now it is Shakur Stevenson who's the headliner for the end of the year spectacular we've been enjoying. The total punches through 3 rounds, 42-20 connect advantage for Shakur Stevenson. And of those 42, 18 of them are to the body. 18 body connects.
If I'm in Toka Clary's corner, I'm telling him, forget about the head, son. You're not going to hit his head. Go down to the man's body. That's what you need to do. Attack his body. Hit something. Hit him on the arms. I don't care where you hit him. You just need to hit him. Let your hands go.
Saw that combination moments ago from Stevenson. Clary covers up for a moment. Stevenson lets the hands go.
Only problem with that body attack, Tim, is when Clary hits Shakur to the body, it reminds Shakur to hit Clary to the body.
Yeah, we fight.
Might not be a good idea.
We could be copycats, bro.
Work out. Don't hold. Work out. Work out. Work out. Stop, stop, stop.
If you're Clary, you gotta sell out a little bit more. He told us about his daughter and wanted to make a better life for her. These are the moments and times you got to remember what your motivation is, and sometimes that'll be the difference and help you get by. And if you're Stevenson, keep doing what you're doing. Don't load up on the shots. Place them in the right spot. Eventually, they're going to continue to take a toll.
See, what I like about Stevenson, see, look, he's actually mid-range and almost close inside the pocket. You know, that's frustrating. That's frustrating when you have a guy right in front of you and you can't hit him, Dre.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. Look at that.
4-punch combination. Stevenson so comfortable, and that left hand to the body consistently working.
You know, straight left to the body test, those are deposits.
In a moment. He was 16-0 with 16 first-round knockouts. Watching the recent champ from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson, who is determined to now become a 2-division world champion at 14-0 in there against Toka Clary. Complete control as we start this 5th round. Saw that 5-punch combo.
Stevenson.
Now, at a certain point for Clary, it's a mindset. Like, are you okay getting hit with a 5-piece like that and not answering what Shakur Stevenson just hit you with? At some point, it's a mindset. It's not about game plan or anything like that. You get hit, do something about it.
Wrapping that left hand around upstairs that time.
Work out. Work out. Stop, 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 stop. Watch the holding. Okay. Oh, you hitting the hook? Okay, here we go.
Like that. If you get hit with a 3-piece, your mind should be, how can I get that back?
Work out. Work out.
Not how can I defend myself.
Man, when I used to get hit, Dre, I had to get it back like now. You know what I mean? I would get hit, buzz, boom. I got to get it right back. I would get more aggressive when I get hit.
And it would be one thing if Clary didn't have a good offense or didn't have a decent amount of skill. He's got a good skill set and he's got good offense. He just has to let his hands go. Shakur Stevenson is not only out-skilling him,
he's getting outclassed,
but he's also out-wheeling him right now.
Work out. Work out.
Clary's getting outclassed.
Stop, stop.
Everybody Shakur Stevenson has been in with so far in his career has been outclassed. He's already told us that he plans on becoming the WBO champion. He's #1 contender there. Frampton and Herring are going to be fighting soon enough. Then he wants the winner of Burchelt and Valdez, the WBC championship at 130 pounds.
Work out. Bring him up. Bring him up.
You keep going down the list, you keep asking for more names, he'll tell you. Jojo Diaz, Tank Davis, Vasily Lomachenko. It is going to be a fascinating next few years for Shakur Stevenson if it all lines up. Side to see Shakur Stevenson against Toka Kahn Clary. Shakur Stevenson, who has outlanded Toka Kahn Clary 75-27. He has landed 31 body punches so far. His story well told. One of 9 children born to his mother, Malika. Fell in love with training for boxing when he was just 5 years old in Newark, New Jersey. Named after the iconic rapper. His mother sang Tupac was her poet. And fittingly, he grew up in Newark, New Jersey on Ali Boulevard. Life has taken him to Alexandria, Virginia.
Who is Shakur Stevenson's grandfather, as well as his trainer, said, look, we're going to pick up the pace here because he cannot fight going backwards. I see his legs weakening and he's breathing hard. We pick up the pace, I think we can win this fight before the distance.
Well, you see him picking up the pace of the body, isn't he? Look at that to the belt line. And Toka Kahn Clary says, bring some more.
Tess, listen to me. I like guys that have punching power, but when you have guys like this that have pure skill, okay, he don't have devastating one-punch knockout power in Shakur Stevenson, but he is placing his shots, you know, over and over and over. It's so diminishing if you're the other fighter.
Dre, he's landing 53% of his power punches. 53% of his power punches.
Yeah, he doesn't like to throw unless he feels like he's going to land. And I think one thing we got to realize is all power is not the same. Some guys have the ability to turn your lights out with one shot. Other guys have the ability to beat you up.
Yep.
That thudding power. That's the kind of power that Shakur has right now. It'll discourage you. It'll beat you up. And if it lands in the right spot, it can turn your lights out.
Well, the accumulation of punches over time. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm talking about the one-hitter quitter. If it lands right, don't get it twisted. It can turn your lights out.
Yeah, it's so funny you bring up that adjective because I've said it before. And, you know, I just looked and got a text during the commercial break from Desmond Howard, who just simply wrote, quote, discouraging. The perfect word. Discouraging, says Des.
But Clary is a veteran fighter, so he knows how to protect himself in that ring. Even though he's being overwhelmed, it's not easy to knock a guy like this out.
You got to beat it out of him.
You got to beat it out of him.
Did you just...
What?
You talk about being in control. Giving commentary in the midst of his own fight. In the midst... It is a clean sweep on Dre's card. Every which way. He has outlanded Toka Kahn Clary 93-34. A reminder that SportsCenter is coming up next. Once we get done with this main event, they will wrap up the entire wild day in college football. What a night it was down in the swamp. And of course, if you want any coverage of what we have had here in Vegas, we invite you to go to ESPN Plus and ESPN.com. And you can see everything Edgar Berlanga was able to do with the streak, 16 straight first-round knockouts, including the outstanding fight between Verdejo and Nakatani. Nakatani comes back off the canvas to win with a 9th-round TKO and is now headed to the hospital as the winner to be observed. Some inside work from Toka Kahn Clary.
Need to see more of that from Toka Kahn Clary. That's what we need to see.
He's getting hit to the body, and I'm talking Clary enough, so he might as well let his hands go and try to get some shots through on Stevenson.
45 times he has absorbed a power punch to the body from Shakur Stevenson. 45 body punch connects for Stevenson.
Clary is tough. Been hit with some big shots to the head and to the body. Clean shots.
Look at that. Look at that. Right inside the pocket, mid-range. Don't even get hit with one shot.
Watch the talk.
Stevenson has become a master at his craft. He's getting aggressive with his defense now. Wow.
Oh, some right hand minutes ago here in round 7. And a right hand score as well from Shakur.
I asked Wally Moses what that exchange with Shakur was about, and he said, I asked him for the jab. Shakur yelled, forget the jab, Pop. That was an expletive, though.
Wally Pop, his grandfather, has been training him since he was a little boy. Also have Team USA assistant coach Kay Karoma in that corner.
Nice short. Step back, got a little space. This is just
it's masterful.
Just seems just unfair.
Every way he wants to do it, he can do it, including that back power hand.
Time!
Round number 8 here in Vegas. Shakur Stevenson in complete control, trying to move his mark to 15-0. Want to remind you that Stan and Neil will have SportsCenter from LA as soon as we conclude things here in Vegas with top-ranked boxing. Wild day in college football. They'll have what could be the all-time craziest ending in college football. We had a thriller just before we came on air here with number 6 Florida being upset by LSU. Hope you're enjoying things here from Vegas. Been a wildly entertaining night. This will round out our coverage of boxing in 2020, and then, as has been discussed, we should be in store for mega fights in 21, including Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. The negotiations underway to have an undisputed heavyweight championship fight.
Another problem for Clary is Shakur is not slowing down. He's picking up steam. He's got Clary timed. He's gauged the distance, and he can get off and land anything that he wants right now to the head and to the body. It's a matter of time before that one shot, the one that gets the reaction from Clary, gets through.
Boy, he can generate power in short space, can he?
This is just so beautiful to watch, honestly. He's doing everything right. Shorten his shots when he get in the inside, meant from Shakur Stevenson. Everything has a purpose.
You know, I think sometimes when people see a fight like this, that, you know, they're yelling at their TV, do something. Clary would love to do something if he could.
If he could.
It gets to a point, Joe, where a fighter no longer wants to win. They're just trying to survive.
You know what happens with fights like this when you have a guy that's landing thudding shots like that over and over and over again, and the guy doesn't go anywhere, he doesn't wobble, doesn't do anything? A brain bleed can start. This is the way, this is what happens. Yes.
You hate to go down that path. We have not seen any cause for concern with Toka, Kahn, Clary, but I understand your point of when we have seen fighters who have suffered extreme damage, it's because of continuously taking shot after shot.
If I'm in Clary's corner, I would stop this
because of the hopelessness.
I would stop it.
Because you've come to the point where you realize nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to change. You're not going to get any stronger. You're not going to get any better. You're weakening every single round. You're getting hit more and more. Stop the match.
Dre, I keep pointing to the trend that started early on. Shakur Stevenson.
Fight this guy. There's no fight this guy. Come on.
I wouldn't stop this fight at this point. Clary, you know, he's not showing me anything that would make me want to throw the towel in or stop the fight in the corner. This young man is a fighter. He's fought for most of his life. And give him an opportunity to try to make something happen in these 2 rounds.
Oh, he gonna try to make something happen? Don't have the punching power, getting beat up.
I hear you.
Getting everything taken away from him, just taking nothing but leather. Come on, stop the match,
Negative
man.
Nancy. Come on, Timmy.
No, what you mean negative Nancy? He don't have a chance.
Look,
he's not gonna land anything.
We see what Shakur is doing. It's clear to see, but this kid is also a fighter. He's a full-time fighter. Let him finish the fight.
And sometimes you don't need to see anything drastic happen before you stop a match.
Well, let me pose this to you, gentlemen. The person who normally works with him, who's able to assess him day in and day out, who knows what he's capable of, what his punch resistance is, what he can withstand, how he should look, is not with him. Hector Bermudez, his trainer, tested positive for COVID, so he's a late replacement trainer.
For me, it don't matter. Trainer or no trainer. When a fight break out, you're going to fight. You know, if you get in a street fight, let's just say that, you going to be looking for your trainer? No.
No, but I'm saying in terms of assessing what he knows his guy to be and if they should pull the plug.
Roach has worked with Clary before. He has worked with him before. Nice jab right
halfway
there.
Through round 9.
It's kind of ironic, Tim, who never took a backward step, is talking about a fight stopping.
Exactly, a guy who's in the fight of the year.
But I ain't got a whipping like this. I ain't never get a whipping like this.
Oh man, Timmy.
Bro, come on. When have I ever got a whipping like this?
And if you're Stevenson, you want to get this knockout. You want to try to find a way to get a shot through, be it to the head or to the body. Got a little over a round to try to make that happen.
Another 3-punch combination from Stevenson.
He's talking to his trainer. I did.
That's the level of comfort and control.
My goodness.
And now a right hand digs to the body. 1 round to go here with Shakur Stevenson and Toka Clary. 10th and final round here from Vegas. Complete domination for Shakur Stevenson. A 10-round fight. Of course, he was recently a world champion at 126 pounds. Vacated that belt because he wants to move up here to the 130-pound division to become a 2-division world champion.
Let me make something clear. I'm not asking Clary to quit. No, I'm not asking Clary to quit. I'm saying, Freddie Roach, step in there and save your man. That's what I'm asking. I don't want to confuse anybody.
Dominating performance from Stevenson. 139 punches landed to 46. I mean, that's the average we talked about, right? 4-point-something punches landed per round against Stevenson. Just absurd number.
Yes, it is.
He hits you, you don't hit him. Sky's the limit for this young man, isn't it? And he's in what is, interestingly, the lower weight classes. It's a new golden era. I mean, we know how loaded 135 pounds is. The division he's now in, 130 pounds. What he just came from at 126. Much of the attention of the sport are in these lower weight classes with young, talented, rising stars, a mix of some veterans. 5 pounds north of here, we just saw a 23-year-old from New York become an undisputed world champion in Teofimo Lopez.
Ooh, nice right.
Short
nice
left hand by Stevenson does damage.
Yep. Got his attention.
Right there on the temple.
And you see him trying to reach out and hold right now.
He's still hurt.
He is. Toka Clary is not on stable legs after that left hand. And another one comes in from Shakur.
Hit him in the same spot, Tess.
Don't complicate it, okay? There you go.
Credit to Clary. He's tough.
He is.
Very, very tough.
He's been through much in life.
He's been in survival mode since round 2.
That's okay, Tim, but he could have packed it in, and he didn't.
That's why things are difficult for Shakur Stevenson to get the knockout. He got to try to create it. And that's what he's trying to do.
I'm not a guy who writes guys off because they get outclassed. I respect what I'm seeing here. obviously he's dealing with one of the best 130-pounders in the world right now. And he could have packed it in and said my shoulder hurt and, you know, my foot hurt. We've seen that happen time and time again. He fought his way through and he finished the fight. Respect to him.
Respect. That he did, Dre.
This was a surprise addition to Shakur Stevenson's fight calendar. WBC junior lightweight world titleist Miguel Berchelt tested positive for COVID, had to scratch the fight against Oscar Valdez. Shakur said, I'm ready. Give me the spot. Give me a little TV prime time with the spotlights. And he's always been in the spotlight his entire career through the Throw World Championship. It was billed as a showcase against a southpaw of what total punches landed.
Very stingy on the defensive end.
9%.
Yes.
See why he's on my pound-for-pound list?
4.8 per round. We told you 4.3 is what he came in averaging. 9% is all Toka, Kahn, Clary was able to hit Shakur Stevenson with. Let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside MGM Grand, scorecards for the official decision. All three judges at ringside turn in identical scores of 100 to 90. For your winner by unanimous decision, Shakur Stevenson!
15-0 is Shakur Stevenson. Sports Center is coming up next. The full day in college football was a wild one, and we will hear